Hello Pisces. It is my honest intention to share with you today the reading that is going to give you the map of the energies for the month of July. And since I'm very well aware that I've been leaving you guys abandoned for a while, I plan on also giving you information regarding the month of June, so that basically we can understand where you're coming from and gain a clearer understanding of the larger scheme of things, so to speak. So sit back and relax, and I hope you really enjoy this content and that it helps you in making the best choices in the future. Let's see what comes up. And we start this session so that only the truth shows up, but with a touch of love as well. And let's see, the first reading is going to be about June only, so there's not much we can do about the past, that's true, but we can still try to understand and learn from it, so we can do better, we can be wiser in the future. So thank you for giving me a clear, direct, concise and precise answer so that Pisces can know everything they can know, thus allowing them to make better choices in the future, because it is my honest intention to help you guys out. And if I have the chance to do so, then why not? Thank you for your kind words, your kind guidance to summon the light and keep darkness at bay. Thank you for your supports. Okay, I'm gonna draw 3 cards to start this reading, and it's gonna be a summary of the themes that your month of June had for you, Pisces. And we have the second message and finally the last message. And let's see. As a first message, we have the Knight of Cups reversed, which means relationship disappointment, emotional disappointment, having to come to terms to the realization that an emotional endeavor you were experiencing will be no more. This is a separation. This is you becoming split. This is your emotions being all over the place because you suffered a very bad loss or a very bad disappointment. So basically this is emotional upheaval. And then we have the Ace of Wands and the Page of Cups reversed. It was a very tough month, Pisces, I can tell that. And you are an emotional sign, you are a water sign, which means that you are very close to your own emotions. And not only your own emotions, but also the emotions surrounding you. And when we have the Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups reversed and the Ace of Wands reversed, this means that this kind of separation, this kind of truth that you had to face regarding your own emotions really left you uninspired. And this is like moodiness, like you not being able to do anything because you're not feeling like it, because you're feeling so sad or so bad about things. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which means that it was the right choice to do. So it was a very difficult month for you, Pisces, because it involved you coming to terms or accepting the fact that an emotional situation had to stop or had to go, or you had to cut ties with someone who was very important to you. And sure enough, this is gonna give you some very bad vibes, or basically like a sad energy, because it's not something we like to go through willingly. Having to split with someone, having to take different paths, or having to cut ties with something will always be a decision that will be really, really difficult. But with the Ace of Swords here, this means that this was the right choice, because there's truth behind this. So there's a lot of emotional torment, a lot of emotional baggage, but it was for the best. This is actually the truth. And the sooner you admit that, and the sooner you can follow that, the better, because the month of June was a month of realization. So now they're asking you to be strong, because even though you became separated from this person or this situation, it is the truth, it is the right thing to do, and you must be strong. You must be determined, you must have some resolve in you, so that you don't fall to any kind of temptations or second guessing. Knight of Swords and the Two of Swords. The Knight of Swords is reversed and the Two of Swords is upright. There was no way in hell this could have worked. And I want you to understand that, Pisces, there was no way in hell this situation could have lasted for longer than it did. And maybe it lasted for too long. Because the Two of Swords tells me, the Two of Swords right next to the Knight of Swords reverse tells me that this is something you've been looking for a while now, but you haven't been able to make up your mind because it is a situation that is very close to your heart. And because it is so close, you obviously don't want to lose it, or you obviously don't want to disrupt the order of things, but there was no way around it. It had to happen. Whatever you faced during June, it had to happen. It had to happen for your own liberation, for your own good. This is something that you tried your best to handle with care, but in the end, there is nothing you can do about it. You have to face it. That's the only truth. And then the Four of Pentacles means that it is a situation that is gonna question your own sense of worth, your own sense of stability, and basically this situation is gonna make you have to gather your strength and your talents to create something for yourself. So basically, if you were depending on someone else, it is a very tough situation, because I'm talking about depending financially, depending on the side of money. If you were depending on someone else and suddenly you've had to become split from that person, then yes, it is gonna be really, really difficult, because now it is your turn to sustain yourself. You will not be able to ask for money or anything from the past situation. You have to be able to sustain yourself. Be strong on your own. And that's a very difficult challenge, because if you've been depending on someone else for a while now and suddenly you are faced with a situation that you need to become separated, this is a problem that you haven't had to deal with for a while now, but now it's back in full force, and it's good that it is like that, because it is gonna give you the power that you were looking for a long time now. So if you ask me for my feelings after I take a look at these cards, what I can tell you about June is that it was a very difficult month, because it involved you having to make a choice, a very difficult choice, regarding your emotional needs and your emotional landscape. And the choice you had to make was not an easy one, because I feel it is pulling you apart from that person which was very important to you, or that situation which was very important to you. But it is the truth. I have to stress that again. The Ace of Swords and the Strength upright means that no matter how difficult the circumstances get, you must stand in favor of your own perspective, because you are deciding based on truth. And that's a great thing. Because this is the truth, and because this is the situation that has to be decided, it is a very good idea for you to start thinking about ways to secure your own safety and security. The last three cards I can deal about June is the Queen of Pentacles reverse, the Ten of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles reverse, which is a reiteration of the past message. It is a situation that is pulling you away from the way things worked for you, and the way things have been working for you for a while now. You've been very comfortable in a situation that wasn't really bearable, and now you've met your end point. Now you've met the point of no return. The point where you have to make a choice, because postponing it will feel worse than actually going through it. But the thing is, you realize very well that when you make this choice, you will be left on your own. And it's gonna be an end of the cycle. Well, the Ten of Swords here speaks about being the end of the cycle, because there's nothing more to think about this. It just has to end. It just has to end. And when it does, you will be left outside of your comfort zone, and you will be left on your own. And this is gonna be a very challenging aspect of your life, because it involves you having to figure out ways to secure your own stability, as I said before, and not to rely on anyone else but yourself, which is great. It is amazing that you're going through this. What the fuck are you talking about, you may ask me, and very logically so. but I have to keep my point. It is a good thing that this is happening to you, because the worst thing you can do to yourself is relying on someone else, depending on someone else. That's not a good thing to do, Pisces. Because, you know, when you depend on someone else, sure, that's help and that's amazing, but at the same time you are compromising your freedom in exchange of security, which means you are no longer free. And when you are no longer free, the moment you want your freedom back, you will be threatened by this upheaval. You will second guess yourself because, oh, but if I free myself, then I will not be getting my safety. And if I don't have my safety, then how am I gonna live? Which is exactly the difficult question you have to deal with right now. And the answer to that question, Pisces, is be strong on your own. Develop your own strengths. Develop your own talents. Develop an independent way of living, so that never again you have to rely on anyone else. That is not an impossible thing to do. But it does require lots of willpower. And if you're feeling really shitty right now, really down on your luck because of the things you've been facing, it's gonna be very difficult. Because feeling down is not gonna help you get back on your feet. Feeling down will only push you into feeling worse. So the first priority here, the first priority for you, Pisces, is to realize that whatever decision you've made is for the well-being of all. It is the truth. Nothing wrong can come from the truth. And after you realize that, after you accepted that, then you must work to regain your strength back. And basically contemplate all the talents, all the guarantees, all the places you can secure your safety, so you can rebuild this which has been destroyed or brought into chaos again, or something like that. We go with your July reading, Pisces, and your July reading is basically the Pillars of Mercy, which answers your month in 3 simple but key questions. The first one being, what are the invisible forces that will be influencing your month? During July, you had your background information, your past, the invisible forces, the energies are still lingering in your subconscious mind. You are dealing with a very powerful disappointment. Because it is such a huge disappointment, you know very well that you need to be strong. You need to keep your faith up. You need to be able to tolerate, to stand your ground in the middle of the storm, to find your peace in the middle of the storm. Because you are looking for love. You are trying to be happy again. This is great. This is you at your best. You just got from a very difficult month and now you're trying to get back on your feet, and it's proving to be a very difficult challenge, but you have your own. You have yourself on your side, and that's always a very good thing. So I can tell you've been through the worst, and I can also tell that you have the decision to pull through this situation. That's amazing. And that's going to help you out tons. What about the energies you will be actually going through? Yes, of course, that was the card you had before, which is the Knight of Cups reversed, which means that during the first part of the month you will be feeling very down because it was an emotional upheaval, as I said before, and your emotions are going to be all over the place. You will be experiencing happiness, then sorrow, then sadness, then happiness again, then nostalgia, then missing something, missing someone, then having no idea why things are happening the way they're happening. But this is the process of grief that is the same for every human being. And you're no different, because you have emotions as well. So don't feel bad about feeling bad. Realize that feeling bad or grief makes complete sense if you actually cared about the other person. So don't feel bad about feeling bad. But do realize that you made the best decision ever. You have the Ace of Swords and the Judgment card here, both of them together. And this talks about you realizing, you knowing, understanding that you made the right choice for yourself and your liberation, and not making this up. This talks about you making a choice, And this talks about you making a choice in a situation that was very important because it was between your comfort zone and your liberation, and you decided well. You were wise in your decision, and I applaud that. Now, obviously, things will get rocky from here, Pisces. Because if this was a difficult situation, this means the Wheel of Fortune reverse means that several things in your life will have to be restructured from the ground up. And you see, when we are trying to rebuild something from the ground up, you can't reach the higher levels yet. You must start with the first levels. You must start from the ground up. You must start from the bottom. So what I can tell you right now based on this combination of cards is that I really admire your resolve. I really admire your intelligence and your clarity of mind to stand your ground on your decision. That's great. Don't let the difficulties get in your way. Don't let the odds force you into second guessing yourself. You are doing great. Now is the time where you have to be strong as well. And you have to face the obstacles with your head held high and with your spirit shining bright. It is very important. What are the 3 advices I can give you right now, Pisces? The Fool, beautiful card. 7 of Cups, makes complete sense. And then we have the Page of Swords and the 10 of Cups reversed. So first things first, the Fool. This is my main advice for you, Pisces. The Fool talks about you being able to let go of every kind of expectation, every kind of idea, every kind of hope, every kind of notion about your future. Let it go. Don't think anything about your future. Don't think anything about your past. If you want to think about something, think about the next step you're taking. You must, this is very important for you, Pisces, because you're such an emotional sign that if you start thinking about all the things that are going to change, all the things that will be lost, all the things that will be different, you will fall into depression. You will start suffering because you're thinking too ahead of your time. So it is very important that you understand this. You must live the present moment. Do not think, do not judge, do not have any kind of expectations. Don't use your mind, just be here. Be here wherever you are, just be there. The more you can free yourself from any kind of thoughts, the more you can free yourself from any kind of expectations or anything, the better off you will feel. It will be like that. And you can do this, but you need to keep it in mind always. Because the second advice is the 7 of Cups. And the 7 of Cups means that yes, you are experiencing a very intense emotional experience, but many of the emotions that are really causing chaos in your mind and in your heart are not as real as you think. And this is something you really need to contemplate thoroughly. Some of the emotions you have inside of yourself are not real, are not as real as you think. You are at a point in your life where you can decide many things for yourself. You can decide your own future. Based on your decisions today is the path you will be taking tomorrow. If you decide a path today based on an emotional confusion, your path will be very confusing. So don't decide anything. Don't look forward to anything. Just stay here. Why am I saying stay here? Because of 2 things. The first one is going to help you be more relaxed. It's going to help you be more present to the moment. And that's one very important thing you want if you want to feel happy again. But the second reason, the more you can just be here and stop thinking, the more these feelings will start figuring out themselves. And the more time you give yourself to settle down, there will be a day where you will realize that some of the things you wanted are not really good for you. And in fact, are things that you wouldn't want if you were okay with yourself. So part of the turmoil you're feeling right now is because maybe you're feeling alone. Maybe you're feeling abandoned. Maybe you're feeling betrayed. Maybe you're feeling like if something was taken away from you. But you must accept the fact, again, with these cards, you know, Pisces, with this combination of cards, strength in your background, Ace of Swords and the Judgment in your energies at the mid-month, and then Seven of Cups in a line, do not be fooled by emotions. Do not be fooled by emotions. This is a time about decisions. This is a time about you fighting for what you really want and what you really deserve. So don't settle for anything less. And do not follow your emotions. They are very confusing right now. If anything, I would give you some time to let these emotions process themselves, and at the end of the month I will be able to make a better choice, but not now. Don't decide anything now. Just go with the flow. Go with the flow. Let everything go. Just stay here and now. And my final advice is, do not go back to this family. And that can mean anything depending on your intuition. Because there are many Pisces out there, and not everyone is going to resonate in the same way, but I feel every Pisces is undergoing this same current. And what is this current? Not wanting to accept the truth regarding your family situation or your emotional landscape. I feel that you may be trying to defend someone who is not worth defending. I am not judging. If you're in a family, if you have a partner or anything, I'm not saying they suck. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you can't really control them. You can't control them, you can't influence them, you cannot dictate the way they feel or they think. You can only dictate the way you feel and you think. So if you're feeling a disconnection in your family, if you're feeling lack of support, if you're feeling that your partner doesn't really value you the way you feel you deserve, then by all means leave that situation behind. Do not try to justify or defend anyone. Don't judge either, but do not be a fool. Do not be fooled. Recognize the signs that have clearly been presented to you. Recognize them, do not deny them, and follow them. You have the right choice in mind. You have the right decision. Now it is time to execute. Do not second guess yourself. That's not a good way to go. And the final three cards I can deal you before we go into the last reading are as follows, Pisces. I believe this reading is quite clear, but if I had to sum it up again, it talks about you having to make a difficult choice regarding, basically it's like you taking a new path, and that path is gonna force you into realizing or admitting the reality of an emotional experience you're having. That emotional experience is not as good as you think, thus you have the obligation towards yourself to decide based on your own happiness, and that's gonna be difficult because it's gonna require a lot of willpower at the start, but it's gonna be for the best. And the three cards we have here are as follows, the three messages. Queen of Cups reverse, the Magician great, and the Four of Swords. And then we have Hermit and the Eight of Wands. Right. Queen of Wands. Stand your ground, man. Stand your ground, woman. Do not go back to your old ways. Do not give up. Do not surrender. You must be firm. You must be strong. And overall, you must support yourself. No one else will. And there are many situations where you will be tempted to take your decision back. Don't do that. Do not do that. Stand your ground. Be convinced about what you're doing and be passionate about that. Because if you're doing something and if you're deciding something, it is born out of the passion you have for the desire to live your life to the fullest. Go do so. But in order for you to reacquire your freedom, you must be willing to let the chains fall down. And that's a very difficult challenge because some people don't actually want to be free. They want to be comfortable. So make up your mind, Pisces. And if you want to hear my second message, Queen of Cups with the Magician with the Four of Swords reversed. Do not follow your emotions. Don't follow your emotions. It is very important that you realize the urgency you are in following your own mind, in following your own willpower. Make up your mind and follow that direction, and do not let anyone convince you otherwise, because this time is for you. This time is for you to put your feet down and say, this is who I am, this is what I want, and this is what I will have, one way or another. And I don't care if I have to leave certain things behind, because at the end of the day, those things weren't really with me to begin with. So you have to be strong on your own. Make up your mind, don't follow your heart, not this time. Don't follow your emotions, follow the decision you know is gonna set you free. And then stay firm on that perspective. Because this experience is here to slow you down, to put a break in your life and say, hey, are you sure you are doing what you want to do? Are you sure you are leading a lifestyle that fits who you really are? Are you sure you don't want to make any changes? Because if you don't make the changes now, there is a certain risk that you will be forever stuck with whatever it is that you are struggling with right now. Instead of being stuck, instead of repeating the same cycles over and over again, you have to make up your mind and create something new. But that's something new, which is a great dream. It is a beautiful dream. If you want to acquire that, Pisces, you need to find the willpower to release yourself, because no one else will. To finish this reading, I'm gonna give you the 3 keys of enlightenment, and these are optional cards, but if you follow them, I can guarantee you will be feeling better off before the end. And that is my true desire for you. So thank you for giving me the truth, nothing but the truth and only the truth, so that Pisces can know everything they can know, because it is my honest intention to guide them. And if I have the chance to do so, then why not? Alright, Pisces. What are the 3 things that if you understand, you will be able to see the reality of things and release yourself from any kind of shackles or illusions or chains? What are the 3 things that if you contemplate them long enough, you will awaken to your own true self? Very ambitious goal, completely possible to realize, which is why I'm doing this for you. Let's see what comes up. And the 3rd message of your liberation is... Right, let's see. First card, we have the Emperor. Be firm, be strong, act based on yourself, be selfish, Pisces. You want to do something? Do it. You want to decide something? Decide it. You want to build something? Build it. Do whatever it is necessary so you can secure your own life. This talks about you realizing that emotions are not something to follow right now. Instead of emotions, you have to follow your passion. You have to follow your spirit. You have to follow that which gives you the energy to wake up in the morning and say, God damn it, this day will be mine. No matter what. That's the energy you need to be firm, to be strong, to be resolved. To never let anything or anyone stand in your way of your own liberation. You must be strong. The Chariot, look at this. Like, I haven't picked these cards beforehand. These were at random, but they make complete sense. You have to think like a winner. This is the chance of your life, Pisces. It feels like crap. I can get it. It feels really, really terrible. But behind this door of pain lies your own liberation, and your liberation is not something, it's not about someone coming to rescue you. Don't mistake that, don't confuse that. Your liberation doesn't start with someone else coming to rescue you. It starts with you making up your mind to release yourself, to fight for yourself. And fight for yourself means go chase the dreams you want to build before you die. Because now is the chance, and now is the time. And if not now, then when? If not who, if not you, then who? And the last card is the Eight of Swords. Don't overanalyze this. Most of the things you've had to think have been thoughts. Most of the things you've had to analyze have been analyzed enough. Now it is not a time to think, now it's a time to execute. And that is on your own. That depends on your own mastery. So this is a very encouraging reading, Pisces. This is a very firm reading. This is a very uplifting reading. Because even though it started with a very difficult process, a very intense emotional process, and that's true, think about the reason why. Think about why are you doing this? Think about why are you deciding this? Think about the things you will get in return. Because yes, many things will have to be left behind. That's true. But you are leaving behind those things in order to regain yourself, and you've been lost for a while now. It is time for you to find yourself again. And that starts with you making a choice, no matter how difficult it gets. You have to be firm, you have to be strong on your own. It is time. And oh boy, was it time. Like, it was about time for you to be able to gather the strength, muster the courage to go with that difficult decision and pull through, and then having the resolve to keep pushing until you get the life you're looking for. Because if you dream with that, you can have it. But you can have it only if you show you are the person who is willing to fight for it. Which is why you got the Emperor and the Chariot. And then the Eight of Swords. The Emperor and the Chariot together means go fight for your life. Don't let anyone defeat you. And then the Eight of Swords means don't overthink this. This is not about thought, this is about spirit, this is about passion. Which is what I said to you when the Emperor showed up. This is not a good time to be emotional about things. This is not a good time to take the time to really analyze and overthink. This is a time to execute. This is a time to decide something and go based on your own emotions when it comes to your own freedom, and just the path that you know you must take to be better off in the end. So I really wish you had the willpower to pull through, because it is a very intense challenge, but never impossible. It only requires your willpower, and you have it. You just have to execute. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me and for trusting my words, because it is my honest intention to help you guys out. And I wish you the very best. If you want a personal reading, you can always contact me through the link down below in the description box. Take good care, Pisces. I really sincerely hope you can overcome this task. It is for no one else but yourself, and you deserve it. So do it for your own good. Take good care. Cheers.